Thursday, everyone. Thursday live here on Good Golf Coaching. It is Ryder Cup week, and oh my goodness, am I excited for the Ryder Cup. Oh, I've been watching all of the build-up. It's a washout today by the looks of it, but goodness me, what an exciting week ahead. So I thought I'd jump online. It's Thursday. I want to give you loads of tips. So I've got myself 45 minutes and I'm all yours. So come on. Come join me, ask me some questions, and I will gladly answer them for you. I've got it, all the tech is going on here. I've got the old iPhone showing up on the screen in front of me here, so I can use my front camera, which makes the quality that much better. I've just finished seeing my first client of the morning, Peter Lawrence, super lovely man. And I've also just polishing up an edit on David Jones, Sky Sports Football, very own David Jones. He was in the studio on Tuesday and we gave him a driver lesson. I have pretty much done the edit, and that is going to be going up live tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. If you're a member of the channel, you'll be able to see that probably at maybe 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon. So stay tuned for that. That is an absolute cracker. He goes from hitting down and big slices to hitting some baby little draws and finding some serious efficiency. So really, really exciting. There is a few of you online. Give us a shout out. Let me know where you are watching from. Are you watching the Ryder Cup this weekend? And how is your golf going? The channel is on a roll, folks. Did an absolute cracker of a video. Put it out last Friday. Had over 60,000 views. And it was received very well. So I want to say a big thanks to all of you for watching that. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know how your golf is going. I'd love to be able to help you out. So I'm just going to be filming some more of my digital content tomorrow morning. So I've got the grip done and I've got another 6 videos to go on that. So I'm really going to crash that out as quickly as I can, but gonna take my time. That's not good. So I've got myself a new drone, the DJI Mini 5 Pro, which is a cracking bit of kit. So this is for my on-course content. Those of you that watch plenty of my content, you will recognize the above video shots. I popped the drone up there and filmed from above. So I've got myself the new Mini 5 Pro. It's just got some follow me functions that are just a little bit better. So I'm going to be really excited to get out onto the golf course and show you that. It's a great bit of technology. Stay tuned for that. Let us know where you're watching. If you are watching, do me a favor. Double tap the screen. Say it's a good stream. It will help my channel. Let's see a couple of shots. I really like, when I'm hitting shots, I really like hovering the club up here because it really puts pressure in the butt of the grip and makes that right hand really feel like it's got some pressure in it, so that I can get that golf club nicely up in the air for me to then transition and get it pulled out in front of me. Very simple stuff, folks. Very simple stuff. And everyone can do it. David Jones certainly has enjoyed it. The beauty with doing the live, I can see what I'm practicing in front with the old TV screen here. It's very handy. Oh, 0, 0, 0. Not again, Stuart. Not again. There we go. There's the pressure. There's the pressure. Let me know where you're watching from. Great to have you all along. Great to have you all along. I hope the chat's working. How many are on? Got 28 of you on. No messages. Either you've lost your voice or the chat's not working. Let me know the chat's working, someone. Hi. Okay, so thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I was getting worried then. I thought that the chat wasn't working. Hi, Mirko. Where are you watching from? That's an exotic surname. Cross, is it? Is that how you pronounce that? Where do you play your golf? Just brushing a few away. Pretty straight face to path there. That'll do, won't it? That'll do. Germany, lovely. Love Germany. Been to many a BMW International Open working when I used to work on the DP World Tour. Always a great event hosted by BMW. I think Charlie Hull's in this morning, I think I saw her downstairs. Just brushing a few away. This is an 8-iron. Going to be doing this for 45 minutes, so take advantage, folks. Take advantage. 40 of you on. Nice to have you all here. Let me know where you're playing this weekend. The beauty with the Ryder Cup being in the US is us Brits and Europeans get to do what we do during the day, and then we can watch it in the evening, which is a slightly nicer way to consume golf. Off to France week after next. So I'm going to be doing some on-course content over there, which I'm excited about. Going to get the drone out. Feeling good, folks. It's feeling good. Whew. Got a bit of a dab on. Take the old jumper off. Have you all checked out my last couple of videos? Goodness me. They're going gangbusters. Great to see. Great to see. Racing up on 32,000 subscribers. Be nice to get to 50 before the end of the year, wouldn't it? I think that's a decent goal, that. 50,000 subscribers at the end of the year. What could I do to give away at 50,000 subscribers? If you're not a member of my WhatsApp chat channel, go head over there. It's read only, loads of interesting stuff going on over there to come. Such a good feel. Such a good feel. Who would have thought it, eh? Grip forwards. Grip forwards. Can you see where that club is now swinging? So grip forwards, grips working down, track the head, track the head, track the head, track the head, and that's where you end up. None of this Justin Rose nonsense, all of this. Anyway, let's not go there, Stuart. Calm down, man, calm down. It's all right, it's all right. Forwards. Morning, Graham. Morning, Graham. How are you, my friend? Good old Graham. Top man, Graham. Loves his golf. Loves his golf. Oh, we've got Noel in the house, 1988. Morning, Stu. Morning, Noel. What's a good way to stop the falling back and fatting shots? Get that lead foot working a bit more. Take the golf club in your right hand. Put your right foot behind itself. Now what I want you to do is pull on the grip, and as you do that, step forwards, and what that'll do, it'll start to move your hip back, because as you move that right foot forwards, it's going to make your hip not go backwards. It's going to make the left hip go backwards, which will now make your right shoulder move forwards. Once you start to get that right shoulder forwards, you'll then get rid of those fat shots. So that's a great little drill. Right foot forwards, which will open your left hip up, which gets your right side around. Fat shots are so thought of by moving the lower half more forwards. Actually, moving your lower half back will move your top half forwards, which will move low point over here. Fixes it every time. Dat Milky Man. I need to try this drill. The one that I was just doing, moving the grip forwards? Absolutely. Yes, you do. Every single golfer on the planet, bar none, people, bar none, if you got yourself a good grip. Check out my digital content that's coming. I promise you it's coming. Just give me time. Once you get the grip moving on this track, the whole game becomes completely different. Completely different. Can you see? Tell me when the club head goes outside the ball line. Can you see how it's going inside and back in? Graham, how are you going, Stu? Yeah, I'm good. Adio, remind me, is that Ryan? Adio, I get confused because I'm coaching you and I can't remember if that's you, Ryan. Graham, doing well, mate? Loving this new sunny spell? Yeah, absolutely. Discovered the benefits of keeping the club in front of my body. Really helps with the club face, easier to square up at strike. Yeah, absolutely, Graham, absolutely. Thank you, Ryan, because you commented on another video and you were under another YouTube name, hey? Don't say that I don't know my members and my subscribers. So we were working on with Ryan was my latest video, which was loading and swinging. Load, swing. Load, load, swing. Once you get those dynamics in play, at the top, there's the load, there's the load, there's the load, there's the swing. Beautiful. Oh, odd. I don't know why that's happened. Oh, okay, yeah. So it was a different name. I'll try and remember what it was next time I see it. Anyway, doesn't matter. I know who you are now, Ryan. Ryan is a paramedic. Incredible job. Goodness me. Incredible job. What have we got here? West fishing and hunting. West fishing and hunting. Hunting and fishing. Going to try this right now. Let me know how it goes. West hunting and fishing. You've got to be in the US. Have you not? Are you in the US? Got to be. Fishing and a hunting. Hunting and a fishing. Love it. Love it. Love it. Of course, if you were to go down the golf range, could you imagine? No, South Africa. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. You lucky devil, you lucky devil. Could you imagine if you went down the range and you started working on stuff like this? Could you imagine the looks you'd get? But then when you did this, they'd go, oh my God, yeah, I get it. I get it. And then you pull up TrackMan numbers that are as neutral as that. They'd think you're mad, wouldn't they? They'd think you're mad. If TrackMan ever measure the grip, if they ever measure the grip, it would put coaching in disarray, in absolute disarray. Because once you know what your grip's doing, changes the whole world. Changes the whole world, my friends. Changes the whole world. Freeze up your left shoulder. Oh well, 7 down, 0, 0, 0. Freeze up the whole world. Makes that left shoulder sit down. Makes that left hip work back. Look what it's doing to the club face. Squaring the club face up. As long as you get that grip, making the club head fall over you, then you can put pressure on the handle, get the grip down. It's just the best thing ever. If only, if only, if only. If only, if only. Ryan, I've figured out the feel to squeeze the gym ball. Good man. Good man, Ryan. Good man. What else have we got going on up here? Oh, 76 of you on. Fantastic. Give the screen a double tap, guys. Something so simple. Why it's not thought more baffles me. Yep, absolutely. No, absolutely. It's because golfers, and here's the thing. Here's the thing. Come close. Everybody is thinking about the club head. And until you realise that it's the grip that actually dictates what the head is doing, the better it'll all be. Because we've got a predetermined space that we adhere to at the start, and the minute that changes, the minute it makes the club head kick back this way. But unfortunately, those of you, hey, have got a broom, you will understand that as soon as I put the grip inside out, look what it does to the broom head. The broom head is the club face, pointing at the target. Grip out to the right. It's pointing at the TV screen. Then what you do, then you bow your wrist, and then you point the face straight. The unfortunate thing is, if the broom being parallel to the floor is the dynamic loft of the golf club, if you move the grip towards the right of the target, and then you square the face up, the angle that that broom head now is your dynamic loft, which is why the stronger you get, the more inside you get, the more open the face becomes, the more you turn the loft down. Then you can't hit down, because when you hit down, you'll take even more dynamic loft off. So when you then get to 7 irons, 6 irons and 5 irons, you can't get the bloody thing in the air. Manufacturers are working out that actually golfers can't use long irons because everybody's trying to hit from the inside bow their left wrist. The reality is, if you have a grip that has this kink in, when you then start to externally rotate your forearm, which is the swing moment, which is the swing moment of the broom, that pressure on the grip, where you keep that shape in your wrist, where your forearm does this through strike rather than like this through strike, because that's the pattern of a bowing inside-out grip move. That's the pattern of an externally rotating forearm, which you have to have, and that is a club face that has the amount of face rotation, the angle the swing is on dictates. When you understand all of those principles, you'll never bow it again. You never try and push the grip out to the right again, and at that point you'll take nice clean divots. You'll have draw flight if you want it, or fade flight if you want it, and you'll be the master of your face to path value. And at that point, when you're master of your face to path value, are we going to get to 100? This would be my first ever 100 people on a live. Tap the screen for me, everybody. I would love it. At that point, when you now come down at strike, to hit yourself a fade and to hit yourself a draw is the easiest thing. Scrap that. Is the easiest. Oh, is the only way, and the grip out to the right is the only way. The better way. Oh, okay. So, yeah, David says, solid swing, that fella. Thank you, David. What else we got? Ryan, difficult doing it in a full swing right now. Got to hit a lot of grip pull shots to get that compression. Yeah, absolutely. Just learning layers, learning layers. David says, might have to swap Simon and my team next year. Might have to swap Simon out of my team next year. Well, I don't think, unfortunately, the Costa Navarino trip is any longer, unfortunately. We couldn't make that work here at Precision, but it was fantastic while it lasted. Fantastic while it lasted. Alrighty, let's hit a few more shots. And let's go back to the broom, actually. Let's go back to the broom. So when you're thinking about this broom, if you were to just simply lift the broom up, think about how my grip would work. I would use my lead hand to push down, and I would use my trail hand to lift up. 104! 104 people on. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you being here. So I push my lead hand down and I pull my right hand up. Because of how heavy it is, now I can start to use my shoulders effectively. So now I load the club. Now look at how my grip has moved in. My left hand at the start of the golf swing, the left hand must move in, because if I'm facilitating my swing with rotation, why would my hand ever go away from me? It shouldn't, should it? It should never go away from you. The grip should always move in. And if the grip moves in, it strikes fear into so many golfers because they pull the club in with it. So then they link, well, if I'm pulling the grip in, then surely it's just going to make my takeaway more inside. I'm going to keep the grip in exactly the same set of place. I'm now going to push down and lift the club head up in the sky, and I'm going to take away some forearm rotation. Look how the club head can still be up. So as I start to apply force on the grip and I start to lift the broom head up, now all of a sudden I've got the broom head swinging over the top of the grip. When it swings over the top of the grip, as I start to pull the club, can you see how it starts to shallow out? So it started from the absolute get-go. I've started to push my lead hand against my trail foot, my lead hand against my trail foot. Now look at what I end up creating. Energy on the shoulder, energy off the foot. The energy through the feet is angular, it's not vertical. It is not vertical. We do not push up, we push at an angle, and I'll tell you why. If I was to get someone to stand up in front of me and just jump up in the air, and as they jump straight up in the air, I could walk up to the side of them and just push them, because all of their energy is going straight up. So when someone gets into the top of their backswing and they pull the golf club down and they just push on that direction, as I pull, I can still slide. If I now change the angle of that direction in the same way, if someone was to stand in front of me and then jump towards me, I'd be weak as a kitten to oppose them. So therefore, when we're pulling the golf club on the way down and I make some angular force out the ground away from the target, which strikes fear into golfers because they believe that that's going to make them end up on their right foot flat-footed and hit fat shots. As I pull the golf club down and I push on this angle, what will actually happen is I will keep myself centered and I'll push my hip back, which will actually accelerate the right side of my body forwards. And at that point, you will get rid of fat strikes and you'll now create a longer right arm through strike. And when you create a longer right arm through strike, you will now be able to move your low point after the golf ball. And at that point, you now have a lower half that's unraveling, you've got a chest unraveling, you've got pressure on the grip and a club swinging. But that will make the grip move around to the left. Now, if you've now got a grip moving around to the left and you've got a bowed left wrist and you now move a grip around to the left, and I'll explain it with the broom, I've got a bowed grip and I now move around to the left. Just look at how far that club face is pointing to the left. Now watch what happens when I tuck my elbow and I drive the grip out to the right. Can you see how it opens the face up? Now I've got energy of the grip going over here and I've got my body trying to unravel. Absolute garbage. Absolute 100% certified garbage. I think you should use a golf club instead of a broom. Well, a broom makes you see the club face far more. Can you see where I'm moving that club face? Can you see where I'm moving that club face? Yes, you can. So I'm actually giving you a chance to see what the handle does on the club face. So I disagree, my friend. Mirko Cross, do you have a drill to fix forearm rotation in the takeaway and the backswing? Absolutely do, absolutely do. So to fix forearm rotation, first of all, we need forearm rotation. If you don't have forearm rotation in your backswing, you will end up with a golf swing that looks like this. You need forearm rotation. Here is forearm rotation. The wrist angles, the grip of the hands on the club, the grip dictates the face orientation. You need forearm rotation. A good drill for forearm rotation: lift the club up in front of you, move the club shaft at 45, and now make a backswing. You've got arm lift. There's your arm lift in a golf swing. There is the wrist set. There's the wrist set, lifting the club up. There's the arm lift. Now I create the 45 degrees of forearm rotation. Now I rotate to the top. You need forearm rotation. That's a good little drill for you. Alan Boyd, as a pro, I love this image with the broom. Thank you, Alan. You are most grateful and most welcome. I had a golf pro come to me and he started stocking brooms in his pro shop. If there is one training aid that will change the world of golfers, it will be the broom. And I hope one day we see it on the DP World Tour, PGA Tour. Steve Pinn, broom looks good, yeah? Steve, absolutely, Steve. Hasbullah Hashim, maybe use a vacuum cleaner was fantastic, yeah. Vacuum cleaner, absolutely. I think I have too much rotation getting a very flat position at the top. What do you mean by flat? Do you mean shoulder plane flat? Do you mean arm plane flat? Or do you mean shaft flat? If I had a shaft too laid off, it would be way, way, way better than a shaft towards the target or right of target. If you had a shoulder pitch too flat, that's bad news. That will come from the fact that you don't use your left hand against your trail foot. That will pull you into more shaft angle, more shoulder pitch, more spine angle at the top. Once you get that, the golfer then needs to be able to disassociate arm lift with spine angle change. That's really important. W.E. Stu, this is the first time I've heard you refer to the weight shift as angular with the piston action. Thank you. Willie, I've done it in some videos before. Again, go check out all my content. I would really encourage people. It's really interesting, actually, Willie. I think what I need to do is I need to go back 500 videos and redo some of those early videos, because that stuff out there, that early stuff, is just some of the best content I think I've ever done, and it's out there. The content now is equally as good, of course, but it's just better edited, and I think the early stuff was so out there for people that they probably, oh, who's this crackpot? But as I'm getting more momentum and I'm seeing more people really appreciate how this golf swing works, I need to go back over and do that. So thanks for that, Willie. That really helps me. Mac Meyer Golf Club Stugan. Hi, Stu. Richard here, PGA coach in Sweden. Hey, Mac. How you doing, buddy? Sweden is a great country for golf, isn't it? And coaching, still do it. Is it a green card you need in Scandinavia to play out on the golf course and all that kind of stuff? Can you please show a good chipping introduction? Yeah, of course. Chipping. Yeah, so chipping is really, really interesting. I think as soon as you get anyone chipping, the thing that they lose is the opportunity to move the grip forwards, because everybody's trying to get strike. The more a golfer starts moving the grip forwards, it starts to open the face up, and then that makes the club track too much from the inside. At that point, your face is pointing a long way to the right, and at that point, they're shutting the face down. So as soon as you make a golfer try to create more honest angle of attack, the ball suddenly starts going a long way left, which then encourages them going back out to the right again. And so a great way of making someone chip the ball well is a couple of ingredients. First of all, get themselves set up in as neutral a setup as possible. Nothing too fancy. Ball in the middle of the stance, feet shoulder width apart, nothing too fancy. Get the grip ahead of the golf ball, for heaven's sake. Don't be this absolute nonsense of getting the grip level with the golf ball and the leading edge of the club. Then what I want golfers to do that are in a bit of a crisis with their chipping is just lift the golf club straight up in front of them. As soon as they lift the golf club straight up in front of them, what they'll start to feel is that crease in the left wrist staying there. Then just move them around the ball, and from there then just allow them to hit the chip shot, because what they're then going to start to feel is a club head that's way out here. You can see on the video there that the club head is still inside the ball line. So they've lifted it up, they've moved the grip around, it's still inside the ball line, but what they've now got is a sense of angle of attack. The club can strike down, and when it strikes down, it needs loft on it. And once it now starts striking down and they've got loft on it, now all of a sudden they'll start to feel like they get purchase on the golf ball, and they'll start to really get that ball started at target. You will also, from a coaching perspective, as soon as you do that, you'll start to see the bias in which they move the grip at. They'll pull it, the club will drop, and then all of a sudden they'll be back to swinging inside. So that little drill there will really start to change the way they transition in a golf swing for a chip shot. That transition point is crucial, but they need to recognize the balancing act of angle of attack, loft, path comes later. Hope that helps, buddy. Appearances. Graham, I am all up for that. I have gone to Jason at Sky Sports. It's a bit of a closed shop. Unfortunately, I don't tick enough boxes right now, so I'm lacking in the Sky Sports stuff, but hopefully I will get back in there at some point. Willie, I agree. I just started watching your videos 1 year ago. I see and recognize they are the same technique and haven't changed. They really haven't. With my edits, I have more opportunity now to paint the picture a little bit broader. Since starting this journey, I've now gone down from coaching 5 days a week to 3 days a week in person. And those 2 days are my content days. So the channel, I mean, I did a year of doing from 8 until 5 every day coaching. And then in the morning, I would come in for 2 hours and put some content out there. So the first year of doing this was just a hard graft, but now I'm being able to be a little bit more selective with how I spend my time and not be so rushed. So yeah, my content's much the same, but it's just articulated maybe differently, more used to the camera and the editing process. So I really appreciate that, Willie. Thank you. What else have we got there? Over par Mike. Hi Stu, hope you are well. Thank you, Mike. Can you share insights on the basics of hitting a low iron shot stinger? Yeah, a really good question. The stinger is a shot that everybody loves to hit. So I'll take my 6 iron out here, and what I'll do for you is I'll bring up the dynamic loft. And really, when you're hitting the low stinger, there's really only 3 boxes that you need to pay particular attention to. That's obviously your angle of attack ingredient that is going to change change your dynamic loft, and also our face to path, because our face to path value, as per usual, will change the dynamic loft you put on the golf ball as well. Morning, Andy. And when you do that, when you start to have a closed face to path, so let's just hit a shot, and I'll try and get the angle of attack as close as I possibly can, and I'll show you an open face to path. And then what I'll do is I'll show you, that was a neutral, Stuart, 2 straight. So open face to path, dynamic loft. Trackman missed that. Doing well here. So that was 2 trapped. I'm rushing here, folks. I don't know why I'm rushing. But we've got an open face to path. You can see the dynamic loft at 4.8 degrees down. And then I'm going to close you a face to path. And then all of a sudden you'll see a dynamic loft of 16 degrees. So you can see the face to path value from being 6 positive to 6 negative. It's about 12 degrees, which was very close to the amount of dynamic loft change. So you can see, first of all, if you were to want to hit the ball low and into the wind, you could simply mess with your face to path value first. So that would be the first thing. It would have bend on it, of course, but that would be the first thing to knock the spin off the shot. If you want to hit the stinger, all you're trying to do is pull for longer and keep the grip lighter. Now, when you pull for longer, it loads the shaft and it creates a stronger angle between your trail arm and the club shaft. Now, when I demonstrate that with the broom, if I now pull for longer, can you see where the club face is now pointing? So at that point, we want to make sure that we move around the ball more. So now all of a sudden, I'm going to have to feel like I'm way more open down through strike. Now, the consequence of that can be that the face then gets a little bit too open. So I'm not going to change the ball position. I'm going to keep it the same. I'm going to pull for a little bit longer, get my grip a little bit lighter, and I'm going to encourage that dynamic loft, I'm going to encourage that angle of attack to be more down. So that angle of attack now is down at 7.4. I've got my face to path value at 1 degree, and there's my dynamic loft at now 13.8. So all I did was just pull a little bit longer. Now sometimes when you do that, you can flare them out to the right. So what might help you as well over par mic is if you close the face by 5 degrees, then grip it, then what I want you to do is go back to aiming dead straight. Now, if you don't get the angle of attack increased, you don't pull for long enough with a light enough grip, what will happen is you'll hook it. So that slightly closed face feeling, but I'm setting up with a straight face, it's just that my grip now feels stronger because that's where my grip would normally be. But because I gripped it with it closed and then I'm bringing it back to straight, it's now made my grip stronger. So naturally on the way through, my grip's trying to shut itself down. I can offset that by pulling longer. I now lower the dynamic loft. So now I can almost get myself down a little bit more. Oh, that was a long way down, that one. So now I've gone down a bit more, pushed the grip out to the right, still at 7.9 down. Let's try that again. See if I can get up there at 10 or 11 degrees of angle of attack. And so as I'm loading it more, there you go, 11 degrees. Bit low on the face. So as I'm loading it more, it's really giving the club an incentive to get the face open. So if you shut the face down and then grip it and then put it back to straight, as I say, it'll give you more opportunity to pull and keep the face straight. Let's just hit a good one before we leave that. There we go. That's a nice one. 5.6 down, 15 degrees of dynamic loft. So there's your low stinger. Hopefully that helped for you over par mic. Rude, nice to see you, Rude. Hi, Stu. This morning I was playing with the broom. Fantastic. And I recommend everyone to play with the broom. Yeah, but don't tell the wife because she'll have you sweeping up the garden. It corrects immediately the grip. Correct, you're absolutely right, Rude. Now I wanted to learn better, a powerful through swing. Yeah, got loads of content on the through swing. Is it correct when you bring the grip faster towards your left leg that this works better? Yeah, again, depends on what the conduit to that is your left leg helping you move that shoulder back, which moves the grip inside, or whether it's you just pulling the grip to the left. Make sure you use that leg. Well, folks, that's 45 minutes of grip tips and club tips and swing tips. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I've loved having you here. Willie's gone in. Thank you so much for all your content, Stu. You are super welcome. Keep them coming. I try to share your channel to all I meet here in the US. Thank you, Willie. Unfortunately, it's raining this morning and the Ryder Cup might be cancelled here today. Yeah, I got that vibe with the changing of the opening ceremony. As usual, folks, I really, really appreciate your time in watching these videos and interacting with me here today. If you could go and join my WhatsApp channel, you'll find the link on my post page, and I'll pop a link in the description of this video as well. There's loads of great stuff coming on over there, and I really appreciate you all. I really, really do. And thank you so much for really adding something very different to my day-to-day work. I hope you all enjoy the content. I'll be back tomorrow with another live around lunchtime. Stay tuned, keep your notifications on, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks so much, folks. Have a great day.